heck? Oh, I missed something. That's Noida for you. Why is the music back on? I swear to God, I turn off the music and it just keeps coming back. It's like God hates me. What a random thought. Okay. Oh, I don't have my thing. Oh, I don't have my thing. Every time I do this. Oh no. Oh no. Where is my thing? VEA. I hate this. Where is my desktop? Darn it. Open desktop. Yeah, cool. Be right back, good sir. I'm gonna chill here. I open this software and that should do it for me. Hey, it's wait, no, no, maybe, maybe not, maybe so. I wouldn't know. How do I? I need to get my phone. Where's my phone? Ba 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 da do. Where's my phone? What do you do? Drew that. Dismiss. Click this. Switch to creator mode. And I assume creator mode puts your stream manager. Do you like? Oh, you can watch your stream. Cool, man. Kind of interesting to play Noida. And did I type that right? I did. Is my keyboard loud on my? Wait, where's my audio mix? Shoot bullets. Oh, I can't even hear that at all. That is crazy quiet. Okay, now I speak and it's louder. See, that's I can never figure out the ratio.
I'm
Hey,
back. Are you streaming?
yeah, I'm streaming. Mostly I'm testing audio, but I am streaming. Yes.
I had seen. I just making sure.
Yeah.
I had seen someone talking about it was Matt Colville. He was doing a video on role playing,
Oh yeah.
and I actually thought it was really interesting because he had said he started by talking about The Last of Us. He said he was playing The Last of Us. He said, and there's this part of the game where you go up against these doctors, and they're about to perform an operation on a little girl. He said they're gonna kill her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, and I was talking to my friend about this, and he said, "Oh, how did you handle that mission?" I said, "I killed every one of them." And he said, "How can you do that?" And Matt said, "It's like,
Easy.
because that's what Joel would do."
That's not a bad way to think about it. Because really it is what Joel ended up doing anyway, canonically in the lore. Like in the
Yeah,
following game, Joel did that. Like
yeah.
that they
He was
refer
saying,
back to, and that's yeah.
he was saying, he said it's like, he said you can get through that scenario without killing them.
Sure.
Like, but said, but a big theme in the game is how much of a monster Joel becomes to protect this little girl. So
He
it's like
yeah. It's not
it's like so
all a
that
great
is in character for Joel to kill all. So, um, hello folks, this video is about role playing.
I like I like
But then, I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna say I always like playing with thoughts like that. Where it's
Mm-hmm.
just when you're realistic. Like you mentioned the other day whenever you were playing Prey, how
Mm-hmm.
your guy changes with time and you were talking about how in the beginning you don't know what's going on. You're just You're just Morgan. And suddenly, as time goes on, it really you shift from Morgan to whatever you are. Similar to how Soma, you're not Simon, you're just a guy who happens to be named Simon. And
Yeah.
your character outgrows the need for follow point A, follow the plot that you would have wanted, and then you start following the plot that you want. I
Hmm.
I like that. It's a fun thing to play with. It's just yeah,
Yeah.
like the original Morgan is a corpse. Well, not corpse. Not literally. He's walking around, but he doesn't remember himself. You know who does? Like know at least a little bit about him? Your brother. But are you gonna take your brother's word for it, or are you gonna just go off how you feel, and you're gonna do pretty much exactly what you don't want to do anyway? I, man, I love the games playing with that
Hmm.
in stories. That's why
Yeah.
it
That's what I like about D&D. That's actually what he's gonna say. He's like, I think role playing isn't doing the voice or like, although
R
it's saying,
yeah.
no, 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 I know what you would do, but what would Joel do?
What would Joel do? Legitimately, tell me what Joel would do, and then
Mhm.
that's what you gotta do. It's true to Joel, and the fact that man, games are cool. That's why I really enjoy games. It's like
Mhm.
silly, but it makes like games just kind of make sense to me. Like
Yeah.
makes sense in that way where they play with fundamental ideas that really just screw up your day if you really think about it a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's like Soma. Soma really screws you up. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
you're Simon, but are you?
Yeah. Are you Simon?
Are you
Exactly.
are you Simon,
But
or
yeah,
are you just Simon?
that was something I do still find interesting, and that's something I was in my next character. I'm really gonna try to make him different than me. Though I will say that one character I did actually really enjoy playing. That one character who was the
Perfect.
ethno nationalist horrible person. Um, he had a that was what was really interesting is that he was quite proud of having killed off another tribe, and he was ready to try to take over the entire mountains and create a new country for Dragonborn that didn't exist. Said they're just clans of Dragonborns. It's like, no, we can't have clans. They said we need to be our own people and country. So that was his goal. That's what his goal was. Is did he accomplish it? That is yet to be seen. It hasn't been finished yet. So I'm
I
gonna make a.
You can make a what?
Sorry.
Oh, I want to hear
Oh
your
yeah,
thing first.
I'm working on making a world. Let me see if I can pull it up. What is it called? Why am I having trouble thinking of it?
Slim. Oh, I can't spell keys. That's how you spell keys.
I have a.
AIDS.
Where is it?
One health. I made 90 mistakes in this. Am I playing? Oh, I'm not even doing a daily run. I'm just doing a new game. I
Wonder
thought.
Draft. There it is. Okay, I was gonna open up
Don't
the
touch it.
Wonder
Don't touch it.
Draft.
Please don't kill me. For the love of Jesus Christ and Jason Bourne.
I
I
did a
just.
lot of work on it, but then I kind of stopped. But I'm definitely gonna keep this world. I think the actual world map is very interesting.
So you have a whole world that you currently are building?
Yeah, so I'm currently so
Stream. Man, I feel ADHD. I feel more awake sometimes than I should. Then I feel more tired than I should. I feel like I have very broken. Okay, so what are we looking at? Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, you told me this. These people are
yeah,
cursed.
yeah. But they kind of like it, and
Yeah, they're fine with it at
keep it
this
from
point.
bothering them because
Oh,
basically nobody else can invade. Like I'm gonna have a lot of wars and stuff happening,
they're Russia. are
and they
they?
yeah, but like opposite.
They're
Wait,
the,
not.
that's kind of funny. That's what's funny about Russia. It's like, hey, Russia just did something involving war. You want to go get them? Nah, it's winter, bro. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I was wanting So the
Jeez.
green is also in a
Don't.
situation where they're not actually a country. Green is kind of a no man's land. There are some cities along the coast. I haven't added them.
Are
I
there?
haven't added any cities yet.
Ooh,
There's
maybe you
some
could have like wood elf
towns.
like tribe that haven't been like disturbed, but they're still there or
Hmm.
something.
I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I think there's gonna not gonna be any people inside because it's gonna be such a it's gonna be a green hell basically. If anyone
Oh,
tries to explore it, it's gonna be so difficult to survive. They're gonna have to face constant threats from even just wild animals that it's gonna be really difficult. This is gonna be like a high level zone basically inside the green. There's not gonna be like they'll sometimes I'll definitely have them venture in there for something. Probably for some artifact. I'll probably have some artifact they need to get that's in
you
here.
could have like an old temple.
Or
I feel like that's where
mm,
temples tend to be in the dirt.
yeah, I also like the idea of them having to go and find
Come at me,
some
brother.
monster that exists that they know exists in the green. They have to go find it and kill it to get something from it.
True. There
Yeah,
are.
like a dragon scale or like a tooth or something like that. They'll need it for something.
Oh,
I don't know
right,
what
for
that
like
something
furthering the
is.
plot. It's like, hey, I won't
Exactly.
trade. I
It's
won't.
gonna
I won't
it's a
help you
MacGuffin.
until. Yeah, it's a little MacGuffin to push the story forward, but it's a fun. It's a fun. It would be a cool place to explore.
You know, these were gonna be the big. This was gonna be the big deal, especially this city here. This was gonna be an enormous city because it was gonna be getting food from here and here, and then have trade with here. I was gonna have a city or two along these. These are not gonna be great for having cities because they're right butting up against mountains. But there's gonna be a city or two here, and they're gonna have interactions with these people, which these people are gonna be Vikings up here and up here. They're gonna be similar to Vikings. They're gonna perform raids, and
Ice Trail,
their
Bjorkville.
benefit is that they actually, yeah, I actually combined these two as like a political entity. So Northhold is its own entity, and then Icetro and Bjorgafell. There's so few cities; they're all interacting. That are all interacting with each other. There's like 4 or 5 cities, and they all interact. They're kind of the same. So Icetro and Bjorgafell, because they're basically you can't live there except by trading and stealing. So they basically steal food from all these areas. That's how they eat. Is they go and steal stuff
Okay, I just wrote that.
from around here. But what's interesting about Northhold is that they actually have a benefit because of this river here. I was gonna have Northhold kind of have control of this major river that I don't have a name for yet,
Mm-hmm.
and that allows them to get to this area. I don't know if you can see my cursor. Yeah, you can.
I can see a cursor.
It allows them to get this area because they can skip over here. Basically, something that Vikings actually did in history is they would go up a river, and then they would get out of the river and go to another river, and then they would go down that river to the other coast. They actually managed to get to India by doing that.
I heard a economist talk about playing a role playing game like this, and he said that it always he would be with his buddies, and he would just be playing whatever role playing like it's a normal game, and then if they'll mention something passively, like you look at the harbor and you see 3 fishing vessels there, but one of them is, and the guy's like, wait a minute, what? It's just like, aren't we in like a really snowy region? It's like, yeah. Okay, so is the main export of this region fish? Because I thought it was like this one particular cow that they had in the region. It's just like I don't know. I did. Yes, it's the fish. They just happen to also like have a whole lot of cow that they raise. It's like, wow, this town's economy may not be that great because they simply don't know whether to put all their eggs in one basket. What about this? And then he'll just continue asking about like how much workers are paid in like X currency, and like he would actually just sit there and talk more about how this guy built a world that made no sense financially. It's like I didn't think that deep into this, man. There's a villain and there happen to be fish. Do we care?
Mm-hmm.
There's villain and fish. Do you need to know more?
Now that is actually something I will say is that I was gonna have Ice Trill and Bjorgafell export ice because
Eyes.
this is really hot here. and they're able to get here, so they were gonna transport ice for money.
Oh, that might be an
Easily.
interesting little export. And
Ice
yo,
is something that was actually exported to.
it was. It literally was before fridges were a thing. They were like, we have big old. They would just ship giant blocks of ice. Just be like, please keep this cool for us. No problem.
And then Northhold has a problem there because
Just want to get the
basically they
glimpse.
can get ice, but it's actually not that convenient. Ice Trail and Bjorgafell are where the ice is. That's where you get ice.
That's where you get the ice. Those guys down there in Ashfield, just send them some meat and they'll cook it for you. It just cooks when it arrives. What do you have in? Oh
Salt
wait,
Isles is just crazy people. There's like a whole bunch of fishing towns and they're all crazy.
I like that. The Salty Isle. You should have a You should have a Cthulhu like B story happening over there. Just something like people are
Salt
disappearing.
Isles.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's a great idea.
Ah, I have contributed
I
to
have
this world.
multiple places that are, yeah. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I am gonna have Ashfield be its own beast. Like Ashfield is gonna be something that players, like a player could come from one.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna have Ashfield mostly be like tieflings who have resistance to fire and damage, because it's very hot.
Yeah, I feel like that made sense. I think you mentioned that before, where it made sense to have creatures that can adapt to it. And that could be this world's version of tieflings that adapted to. I don't like you
Well, I was
can.
gonna have Ashfield be cursed. Actually, not so terribly long ago, like multiple generations, to the point where nobody was actually alive except for some elves.
Mm,
You're gonna meet some elves who were alive for when that happened. But
great,
so
the
like,
great heatening.
yeah,
The man turned on the
I was
heater.
gonna have it be something like they were cursed by like the gods or something like that. Basically, this was like a super green area, and then it turned into not a super green area.
Man, I still love that idea for armor that just adds AC based, not AC. Well, yeah, it adds AC. Just that adds AC. Oh wait, no, that doesn't add AC. Okay. I meant I mentioned it to you before, and it was like a unique, or maybe not a unique idea. It was an idea for animated armor. It was it would be animated armor that acts independently of you, but when worn, it actually provides like another bonus to you.
Right.
And I think I mentioned to you the idea of basically it would be armor. It's normal armor, but it would also it also had the ability to move even while you're wearing it. So like if you were in a situation where you were in need to like primarily it would just help against like bad rolls when it comes to anything dexterity wise, I guess, was the idea. Where it's just someone's coming like the
I
dodge.
actually don't like that. What I would do is I would have it. Let me think. So I'd have it help with physical action. So like, you get advantage on strength checks. That's what I would do first of all.
That
While
makes
you're wearing the armor, you get advantage on strength checks because it assists you. So
mm-hmm.
it's like if you try to push someone over, it just is like it's so much easier to do that. You can just go. Plong.
Just two people doing it, yeah.
Speaking of that, sorry, I shouldn't distract. I had a fighter who would just punch people, and beat them with random objects.
I found a tablespoon. I got you now.
He was a very violent combatant. In that, it wasn't violent in the normal way of like striking people with a sword. He would like shove them over and then walk over to them and curb stomp them. It was some crazy shit. He was like.
Was this your guy? Like this is who you played?
I played that guy.
Goodness.
So it'd be like we
Oh.
faced a ghost, and my character realized, oh, I can use a silver weapon. He realized, because we were talking about it earlier, that ghosts are susceptible to silver. And he looks on the table and he sees a silver fork, and he grabs it and he starts stabbing them with the silver fork, and it works. So,
I love. This is technically true. This technically works.
so that's
I kill a ghost with what? This fork.
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 He usually used objects that made way more sense. His main weapon that he liked was his belt.
Belts
He
are
was
nice.
very violent. He would take the belt off and he would grapple people with it. He would just start choking them. It was great. He was an assassin, so.
See, that made sense. That made sense. He's good at his job. Like, that's what, like, of course, someone saw him beat a man with, like, a toothpick and went, that's my guy. I want him in the Assassin's Guild.
Well, his thing was actually he was an assassin in cases where he was part of an assassin's group or guild, I guess is how you.
Would it be a guild? Maybe the Assassins?
He was a criminal organization. It wasn't really an assassin's guild. It was more like it was the mafia basically. Like they had multiple assassins, but they weren't all assassins. They did all sorts of criminal activity. He just happened to be an assassin.
He just happened to assassinate people.
And his targets were actually he was chosen whenever he needed to make a public display out of someone. So he was an intimidation factor more so than a. Does that make sense?
He was used to basically brutally beat someone or brutally.
Like he would go to a party and he'd be like, "Hey, your target is this person. You have to kill them in public." And he'd go to a party like a masquerade ball and then beat a man with a vase and then run away.
It sounds so. It sounds. It just sounds funny to hear that kind of idea. Just beating someone to death with a vase. Runs away immediately. What was that stranger doing? Why is he dead? Why with a vase? Where'd he go?
Yeah. That was another thing is he was good at escape. That was another thing he was good at. Those were because the thing is he didn't need to be caught. He needed to escape so he could do it again.
Does he need another vase?
He would run away and he would succeed and get away. My man was also he had a 20 strength. I had described him as being Dorito shaped.
I love Dorito shaped men.
He's incredibly tall and just really broad shouldered, and he would just destroy people. And then he ended up being a good person because he actually that sounds really bad, like oh that's a horrible redemption arc, but he actually had a build up to his redemption arc because basically everything he did was for the people he loved. He was kidnapped as a child. His parents were killed. He was kidnapped as a child. He was raised amongst these people to become an assassin. He became an assassin. Well, then he eventually leaves them because they were screwing him over, and also he wanted to. What was he was he had a
assassinate people.
Girlfriend.
Oh, what? Gross.
Yeah, gross. But yeah, he had a girlfriend who he was wanting to escape with her and just.
Like just live a normal life.
Yeah.
But
not really happening.
Because she died.
No, actually, I say that did eventually happen. It just took a lot longer than it should have.
She got diagnosed with mesothelioma. 8 weeks to live.
Eventually escaped, and then my character is, I think, currently being written is actually in a book that Jocelyn is writing. She was the DM. She asked if she could write an end to the character. And she's like, I said, oh yeah, that's fine. She's like, okay, I just don't want to mess up your character. I was like, well,
how?
He's not my character anymore. The campaign's over. So.
Do you ever do that? Do you actually have any of your character sheets saved that you're like, I like that guy?
I deleted his character sheet. I said I'm never gonna play him again. He's retired. He's done. I enjoyed it. It's finished. I don't need to touch it again. Character sheet's gone forever. No more character sheet.
I would only want. I feel like character sheets are just cool. I think there's a forum online that you can go and find used character sheets, and it's a way to basically just human generated like characters that like if you have a story that you need like you need some characters for, but don't really know what to put in it. You can just get a bunch of characters generated by people. I think it's on a forum somewhere.
I'm gonna make a whole bunch of NPCs that aren't connected to anything in my world, and then I'm gonna connect them to things as I see fit, and then leave a whole bunch of them to be loose so that I can just add when I need them.
I'll use them when I have to. Or when I
So
want.
I think I'm gonna make like a list of like, geez, like 40 NPCs.
Jesus.
And then I'll keep updating that list as they get used. So I'm not gonna keep it at 40.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. I wasn't following. I was like,
Yeah.
who just carries a list of NPCs with them?
No. So like,
It's for your world, like per
so,
interaction.
like, they'll be running around, and it'll be like, okay, I'll have this list of innkeepers, and then they talk to an innkeeper. Boom, I have one ready and prepared that I.
Oh, that
know
way you don't
when-
prepare that you don't. You're not preparing a specific interaction with a specific
I'm preparing
innkeeper.
specific NPCs, and that way it'll be a lot of work. But if I do that,
It'll be more natural
then
too,
it'll be natural, exactly.
because it wouldn't be like
His
pre-built.
name is, Edward.
Scissor hands.
Oh, that's strange. He acted very strange when I asked what his name is. I guess he didn't know what the innkeeper's name was. He didn't expect it. But if I have those NPCs prepared, not like
Like a Rolodex. You could totally get a
actively
Rolodex.
ready, but I just have a whole list of them, and I'm like, oh, yeah, his name is, and I just click on innkeeper number 4, and it says, I know.
Irish.
I would come up with a better name, but basically,
You have some
it says the
time.
NPC's name.
You'll.
And then I get the NPC's name, and then I just say like, oh, okay. And I just say, oh, my name is this and this and this, and I have some brief things about his personality, and then if it's an important NPC, I'll obviously connect to a specific thing beforehand, not just have them spontaneously show up.
Yeah, no. You'll. Oh, but that's pretty cool. I like that idea.
And then if I want some specific interactions, I could still not tie it to a city. If I say it's like, oh, there's a mage, there's a court wizard that they need to speak to, I can actually just put them in any city. Literally any city. I can just set them there. Like, okay, they're in this city. Oh, they're going to talk to the court wizard. Boom, that's the court wizard.
There it is, right there. Just wherever they happen to be.
That's a little DM secret. You don't want to pull back the veil too much, because if you're playing... So if you're ever playing, by the way, in my campaign, which hopefully we'll do that again. We haven't played D&D in a long time.
It has been I feel like it's been like a year or two for a successful.
But it has been. It may have been longer than that. But basically, if we do play again, when we play again, I'm sure we'll play again.
We try that for my birthday, maybe. No, not specifically a birthday, but like net some everybody together. I think for my birthday we got like a concert, I guess, that we're trying out. But we oh, what? Oh, that's cool. But
I was gonna say, whenever we do, don't think about the things I'm saying right now. Just try to think in character and ignore all that. It'll make the story so.
Nah, I'm not gonna think.
I'm not saying that as like a, oh.
It doesn't really ruin anything. It just it doesn't, like, to know this doesn't ruin it for me. It just makes sense. That's a good way to do it. It sounds like.
That's something that Brennan said that I thought was funny. Is he said it's like, sometimes you'll say something and the players will be like, "Did you make that up just now, or did you plan that?" Like it matters. It's like, I made it up. It's like, it didn't. It doesn't matter if I did it on Monday on some index cards, or if I did it just now while I'm talking to you. I made it up.
It is made up.
It is my world, and I made it up. So, what are you talking about? Like,
It doesn't. The value of it. It's not devalued. It is like you enjoyed it regardless.
It's exactly the same. It's like, what's the difference between having made it up just now and having made it up when I
Oh, wrong button.
or having made it up when we were talking?
Get me out of here!
And his main point of that was actually, he was talking about how it's important to know that.
Of course, ran out of light.
Something else, by the way, that you should know whenever you're streaming. I'm so sorry. I was just thinking about this since you're streaming.
Yeah.
You should have the best way to be successful when streaming is actually to you want to be sorry. Best way to be successful is like to also have another platform. The best way to get people to watch your stream is to pull them from somewhere else, like YouTube or Twitter or.
Oh yeah, no, I'm trying.
TikTok, even.
Maybe TikTok. Right now, at the moment, I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch.
Cool.
And
That
I
helps, but you still want to post your clips to YouTube.
oh yeah, no. I plan to actually. You know what? Tomorrow, sure. Tomorrow, I have a whole bunch of recordings. I'm just gonna run through, and maybe we can record some Overwatch just to make it easier to decide which recordings to look at. Um, but
I'll try to be funny. I want to
we
help
don't
you
have to
out.
be funny. We'll just get angry. Like we'll just play a game and not get angry, but as, like I guess keeping in mind that we probably want to talk out loud more, regardless of what we're saying. It doesn't have to be funny, but dead silence is they could watch gameplay anywhere. This is us losing.
You can also edit it.
I can like we can edit it in hindsight, and that's what I plan to do. I basically plan to go through the clips. I have hours of recordings from just mini a video. Even right now, this after this, will just there's gonna be a video that will be posted to both YouTube and Twitch of just us talking right now, and me quitting. Whole like okay, I'm not gonna quit. That I just died to a giant worm mid sentence. Of us just talking, enjoying ourselves. But I want to get a clip later on where it's more defined what's happening, a more clear, concise story. I'm playing Noida. I died. Funny moment, something like that. Or in Overwatch, just like take a 10-minute clip of us playing a game
Yep.
and just take that clip and post. Like it doesn't even.
Look at what the most popular games on Twitch are too.
Oh, that's what I was doing
Look
for.
at,
That's a
you
good
wanna
idea.
play the games that everybody else is playing. I mean, not
Yes and
everybody else is
no,
playing.
because
You wanna
you.
play, sorry, you want to play games with cult followings for specifically, that'll help. But what you really want to play is games that have a dedicated audience.
Mm-hmm. And that's why actually that's the idea with Noida. That's why I play a lot in Noida.
The problem with Noida is there's not enough viewers anyway.
There really is not
So
a lot
you're
of people
getting
viewing.
you're
There's a
getting
lot of,
not very many people streaming, so you're getting a very good streamer to viewer ratio.
but
There's not enough viewers anyway.
there's like no, yeah, like if there were any viewers, like there were for a while, and whenever the update comes out, whenever the Noida update comes out, then there'll probably be more viewers. But like same story
You wanna
with.
play things that like multiplayer games usually do well. You can almost always find people who are playing Overwatch. You can almost always find people who are playing.
Oh yeah, no. After this, there's a one there's a game called Robo Quests that I just found that was being played by this guy, man of many oats over here. Cool guy. I have him added on Discord now. It's just so random. I just have a random like dude, but he's a nice guy. Pretty cool.
I'm in it too. It's a fun one. I just joined.
He's a pretty chill guy, and like he legitimately I think he's gonna do fine. Like you saw him, like he doesn't get too like a mass following, but he's a pretty entertaining guy, and he literally streamed for the last. He was just telling me he's for the last 3 days he's been streaming like 10 hours a day. Like dear God, I might try that one of these days. Maybe I'll like. And the thing is, he streams 3 or 4 different games during the day. He changes the name of the title of the video as he goes, and he just continues on. It's I watched it. I actually thought it was quite funny for a while.
The advice that I would have is that you should always put effort into whatever you. If you're wanting to stream or whatever, there's no reason to half-ass it. But also, you don't need to be streaming for 10 hours a day.
No, yeah, that's not the
Make sure that
requirement.
what you do stream,
You're trying to
put
enjoy it.
work into.
Yeah, the thing that's the thing I do not want to fall into. I'm not trying to force anything. I'm just talking. You and I are just talking. I like talking. Talking on my own isn't as easy. I like to think. It's not like I like to think. I get it. I don't know. That's the phrase. I I feel like I don't really communicate well alone. I don't. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not really here, but I'm trying to get comfortable talking by myself too. Reading, like if anyone comments, you read the comment and you move on. And I enjoy this. I think it's a fun idea. I don't think it's going to be a job. I think if it works out, it'll work out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But in order for it to work out, you need to try. and I figured why not try. So yeah, I'm trying. I figured, and I was gonna say you. I feel like you have a lot of interest in like the game Dishonored for one thing. Dishonored's a big one. Baldur's Day is one, and you're big into role playing. There's a huge role playing community, and there's pretty Baldur's Day right now. Similar reasoning. I don't think I'd play it personally. It's interesting to watch, but it would be I don't think I'd want to play by myself. It's one of those games that feels like I would rather enjoy with someone else.
Yeah.
But besides that, like you enjoy it regardless. Like you can make the same argument for that, and there's a few other role playing games, like just
Yeah. I prefer to play D&D, or I actually really want to play Avatar.
the Avatar role play,
It
which
sounds really fun. Now, I will say what is interesting about that one is they provide mechanical benefit to so here's okay, sorry, how should I tell you this? You want as a game designer, you want to provide mechanical benefits to actions that you want to encourage. And you want to provide mechanical deficits to actions you want to discourage, right?
logically that made sense. That
Well, Avatar encourages a lot of dramatic dialogue. So something in the Avatar thing is that in the Avatar role playing game is that everyone has to be comfortable with near constant dramatic dialogue.
yeah, because it's a very
It doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't have to always be con. I should clarify. It doesn't have to always be dramatic, but what it does have to be is
important, meaningful, like just something that
it just
matters.
has to it's supposed to sound like real dialogue. Like it can be between friends, so you don't have to spend your whole time being dramatic. But in the parts where it's important to be dramatic, it provides a real mechanical benefit to doing it. You will come out better if you do it. It's basically like it's basically like a rest to have a meaningful dialogue with a friend. They call it it's a guide and comfort action. Is what they call it.
Really,
Yeah,
I think I remember you mentioning guiding comfort. Wow,
yeah,
that
guide and comfort. Yep.
guiding
And
comfort.
basically, if I say guide and comfort,
Guide and I'm over here just yeah okay.
and the
Nightmare.
and yeah, basically, it's like you can
Doop,
say, hey,
doop, doop.
how are you doing? I want to help you feel better. And then if they accept it, then they mark off a whole bunch of fatigue, which is basically their health. So it's like you're healing them.
Mm-hmm.
They mark off fatigue. They take off the marks on fatigue, but they also have to answer a question you ask them. You don't have to ask the question, but if you do, they have to answer honestly. Um, so this is supposed to be facilitating drama. Obviously, don't ask anything weird or you know,
Yeah, don't say anything creepy. It's just a game.
yeah. But you can say it's like, hey, how are you feeling back there? And they have to answer truthfully in character. That is amazing drama. You know, it completely benefits the drama, which I think it's really cool. Which in D&D, what they mechanically benefit is is fighting.
Yeah, it's primarily fighting.
So whenever
There's
you
no real reason to
people like to
communicate.
right, like people like to complain about people being
Just like people
like
to
they're hobos.
yeah, I was just gonna say just a
People like
target
to
to kill.
complain. Yeah, people like to complain about that. It's like, but the game doesn't actually help facilitate people having inner party conflict and drama. If you want that to happen, you need to have some mechanical benefit, which Avatar: The Last Airbender does. You play that one, you will get a lot of mechanical benefit. So
Oh, do you plan to go out with sorry, do you plan to go and set up a campaign sometime soon involving that?
with Avatar,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to. I'd like to. What I'd like to do is actually do like a month long thing with it, maybe a few weeks. play it and get long enough to. I was gonna say I might want to play Overwatch because it's how you get on, but I don't. I'm not tipsy anymore, but I am very tired.